everyone, to another episode of Circle City Conversations, where we sit down with attorneys and professionals shaping the legal community here in Indianapolis. Thank you to our sponsor, Hearst Limontes, an Indiana law firm with over 50 years of helping injured Hoosiers and their families. I am your host, Alex Limontes. Today's episode is very interesting. I am here with my friend, attorney Faith Alvarez, who has been on the show before. Faith, thanks for being here.
Of course.
And today we are going to be talking about the recent Afroman trial, a case that gained national attention, especially because of the police testimony and evidence, and just the case itself. That is now circulating all over the internet. So, Faith, let's start. For anyone who hasn't been following the case closely, walk us through what happened in the Afroman case.
The Afroman case is kind of, it was not on my radar until the video started circulating, honestly. And then I had to obviously answer all the questions that started popping up in my mind. So, because I do Fourth Amendment cases, and this is like the reverse Fourth Amendment. Well, that's kind of how it appeared. Anyway, I've got all the documents and we'll get into it.
Let's do it.
But, who knew Afroman was in Ohio?
First of all, right?
First of all,
yeah.
I think the kids would call him like the Ohio Sigma Rizzler, probably. Because, imagine suing that guy who with all this charisma.
Right. Oh my gosh.
His appearance in court, and he's like got this huge American flags.
Oh my God.
But like
suit.
But also that's like his MO.
Right.
He's always got.
Yeah, he's loud.
Ripped.
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
So he's the entertainer that he is. So you're suing that guy. Just first of all, like as a plaintiff's attorney, that's what you're up against. I don't know that you'd want to take that one to trial.
No.
Am I wrong?
No. That's you're absolutely right.
You don't sue the Ohio Sigma Rizzler.
No, you don't. So why? Why did they sue him? Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I did is I pulled the complaint.
Okay.
From the Court of Common Pleas.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's what they call it in Ohio. So here's the common plea. The plea to court for help in Adams County, Ohio. It was filed on March 13 of 23. Exactly. So basically it took 3 years to get this case to trial. Jeez. The basis of the lawsuit was this search that they had executed at Afroman's house. And we're calling him Afroman. That's just because.
What's his name?
Of how we know him.
Yeah. What's his real name?
What's his real name?
Like Thomas something?
I'm like, oh God, now I need my glasses. His name is Mr. Joseph Edgar Foreman.
Okay.
Joseph Edgar Foreman, also known as Afroman. It is AKA
Afroman.
In the complaint. They sued him. The basis was the search on defendant Foreman's residence is the beginning of the fact pattern. So on August 21, 22, so this is a few months before the complaint, so they wasted no time. August 21, law enforcement officials from Adams County Sheriff's Office conducted a search on Foreman's residence.
All right.
Okay. They had a warrant, a judicially signed warrant, that they were executing on his property looking for evidence of drugs and kidnapping victims, which was kind of like interesting. They said that he was holding people like hostage in his basement. One of the things at trial, interestingly enough, was that he didn't have a basement.
Huh. Okay.
Well, anyway, so that's just kind of like a side note.
Wow.
So in August, they do this search on his property that, we don't have a lot of details about how they got this information because they say they got it from a confidential informant. But
yes.
But they get this tip that there's drugs and kidnapping victims in Afroman's basement, which also he doesn't have a basement. Anyway, they didn't find it, and he had them all in his security cameras. He has a big house. He's got like security cameras inside his house, like probably a Google Nest or something.
Yeah.
So he's got videos of these officers like going through his stuff. They went through his kitchen cabinets. They went through his closet. So the part of the claim is like the counterclaims, they went into one of his suit coat pockets and pulled out $5,000. It was from had done a rap show with Snoop Dogg, he said.
Yeah.
And they gave him like this money in cash, and he put it in his suit coat pocket
Left it there. Yeah.
and hung it back up. I mean, he has all the
Right.
I don't know if you call them costumes,
No.
but like his wardrobe.
right,
I think
right.
wardrobe would be more appropriate. Okay, so his wardrobe. So they went through his wardrobe. Like they rummaged through his entire house, and then at some point they like turned off the security cameras and then continued the search. But they were like, I think part of his song is like they went through his CD collection and
Oh
everything.
my God.
So they go through his entire house. They find nothing. He doesn't have a basement. There's no drugs. There's no kidnapping victims. And they leave. But the problem is they had kicked down his door and they broke his security gate and all this stuff. So when he came back home and saw what they had done, he
wasn't there when they did it?
No.
Was his family there?
No, actually, they said his kids would have been home, but they were actually at the neighbor's house playing games or something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Could you imagine your kids being there?
Yeah.
Like, that's a nightmare.
Oh my God.
So anyway, so his kids weren't there. He wasn't there. His wife wasn't there. But they caught it all on these security cameras, like the part that they caught.
Yeah.
So afterwards, and he got cleared of everything. He didn't get charged with any crimes. The search was a bust. But it was like a lot of cops that broke a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he called and he's like, hey, can you fix my door? Can you fix my gate? Like, can you repair the damage that you caused? And they're like, no.
Time out. Do they have to?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, actually, and I get this a lot when people call me. I had a guy get mad at me just yesterday that I told him he didn't have a case. And that's because qualified immunity is kind of the bane of my existence when I'm screening these calls. But just because something was unconstitutional or illegal doesn't mean you have a claim.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that.
And I think it's frustrating,
right,
to hear how the law actually works, because qualified immunity says even though there was a constitutional violation, they're not liable. And that's just not how a normal person would think the law works.
Yeah.
And so when I get calls and I explain that, it's kind of like a shock to the system to hear that, no, the Constitution doesn't actually protect you in all these scenarios. But
you think that's Seventh Circuit only, or because I know there's
this is
two
Sixth Circuit.
Okay.
And Ohio Sixth Circuit.
Yeah,
no, this was Supreme Court.
It's just across the board. Just because there's a constitutional violation does not mean that they're going to be civilly liable,
right,
for the damages they cause.
And there's qualifications. You have to look for.
Yeah.
Best thing you can do is find a case on point to your fact pattern.
Correct.
But it's called qualified immunity.
Yeah.
Qualified immunity says, actually, I got the idea during like the whole like COVID thing when everyone was talking about vaccines. I called qualified immunity a vaccine for the cops. It vaccinates them against liability.
Yes.
That's why it's qualified immunity.
Yeah.
It's an immunity shot.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so back to this though.
Yes, back to Afroman.
Okay, back to Afroman. So when they said, no, we're not going to repair your property, he's like, well, I'll raise the money myself. Well, this is his testimony, right? Like, I don't know how it actually, he might have just been being pretty. Let's be real. But at the point of the lawsuit, fast forward, he comes back and he says, I started making songs and selling tapes because I'm trying to raise the money to repair the damage that you guys caused to my property. Genius, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So he did these songs. They're like you've heard Afroman songs.
Yes. Oh yeah.
They're very unserious.
Correct. Yes. There's like a chicken or rooster.
They're very unserious.
Growing in the background.
He's a storyteller.
He is.
The stories he tells
I'm here for it.
are outrageous.
Yes.
And that's why he was really popular. Because they're funny and outrageous, offensive.
Correct.
He has to have the right mix of everything. But, haters make you famous.
Right.
So in this case, Afroman had haters and they helped to make him famous again. He was just living his peaceful life in Ohio.
Yes.
So anyway, so they didn't like the fact that he was using actually the security video of
make music videos
to make music videos about how they destroyed his house.
Oh my gosh.
And there's the one, and I even sent you the clip of the lemon pound cake.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll put that up. We'll put the link up for
So
that.
there's this part in the security video, and they're going through his kitchen. Again, no one's home. Their guns are all out. I mean, they have like all these semi-automatic weapons with Glocks. They're just, armed, I guess, these kidnappers that don't exist in the basement that's not there. But this officer takes like a double take at this lemon pound cake on the counter.
Well, okay. So this is like an actual. Yes. The lemon pound cake is an actual thing.
He really had lemon pound cake.
Oh my God.
In his kitchen. And the officer did a double take, and it's like, I don't know, like what, a 6-second clip of the officer just doing a double take on the lemon pound cake.
Okay.
And he used that to make an entire song about this officer and how he wanted to put down his gun to eat the pound cake.
A slice of the,
It's actually kind of a cute and catchy song.
Yeah, I've heard, so I listened to it yesterday when we talked, and I actually listened to a lot of Afroman songs yesterday because it reminded me of like when I was in college. Yeah, Colt like 45. Colt 45 and all the other ones, and then I listened to Lemon Pound Cake, and I was like, this is not as bad as some of the other ones. Like, it really wasn't. It was kind of tame. Yeah. And when I was listening to it, because I watched the testimony from the cops, and I think there was a wife that was like crying or someone crying on the stand.
Oh, that was
one of the officers. And I'm like, this isn't that bad. I mean, but
they were, they were really emotionally harmed by the scenario that they caused.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. So were they just like, I would love to watch that video in full, like to see them like wandering around, like, where's the basement? Like, where's the base?
I guess that's the point, right? The point is that they weren't looking through a basement. They're just like rummaging around his personal belongings. I mean, it's like really violating your personal home, and someone just like comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like that either.
No.
So what he did is he made these videos about the cop, and lemon pound cake was the catchy one, that caught on, but some of them aren't as nice.
No. I've seen it, or some of the other ones,
But overall, nothing unusual based on what style of music Afroman.
Correct.
Actually, still pretty tame.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
So he ended up promoting these songs on YouTube and Instagram and everything, and he made some money. On these songs about the cops' raid. Well, the complaint says, here, I'll read it. The complaint says that based on these songs, here we go. In some instances, it has made it more difficult and even more dangerous for plaintiffs to carry out their official duties because of comments made and attitudes expressed towards them by members of the public. So, for example, the pound cake, they said in the trial that he was called Officer Pound Cake, and he testified under oath that as a result of that, he received multiple pound cakes in the mail at work.
But I mean, the pound cake on Afroman's table drew his attention. Maybe he likes pound cake.
Afroman said he's big as hell.
He
looked like he wanted some pound cake.
Well, I mean, but that's like pound cakes for the sheriff's department. Free pound cakes.
I mean, or you. It's like, show me on this diagram where the pound cake hurt you. Like, how is that damage? Right?
Oh, God.
Okay. So it's silly. And what they didn't like was the public reaction. Like, wow, maybe this search shouldn't have occurred. I think that's kind of the public reaction.
Yes.
The public just expresses that in different ways. But they basically lost control of the situation. Yes. The sheriff's department lost complete control over the narrative, and the entire situation got out of hand. And so what they said is, plaintiffs continue and will continue in the future to suffer damages unless defendants are enjoined from further violation of plaintiffs' rights, the officers' rights, to not be
video down. Yeah.
The officers claim they have a right to not be harmed.
Yes.
So they sue Mr. Foreman, Afroman, and his record label.
Yeah. Have you ever done a defamation case?
Yeah.
You have. They're pretty hard, aren't
They're
they?
pretty hard.
Yes. That's the nature of this claim, right? Is a defamation, essentially.
That was added after the ACLU got involved.
Oh.
So here's the original complaint. You can hear the papers rustling. Here's the original complaint. It's 5 complaints. So count 1, unauthorized use.
We'll edit.
Let me start over. What a mouthful. Unauthorized use of individuals' persona.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So they said that it was not justified or excused, and it was used for commercial purposes. And so what they are suing for is a cut of the profits from the unauthorized use of their personas.
They want some of the money.
They want some dough.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So they're saying, if you're going to put my face out there.
Yeah. Give me a cut of it. Wow.
But the basis of that is willful, wanton, malicious, and reckless disregard for their rights. So they have to have a right. Yeah. They have to have a reasonable expectation of privacy. They have to have a right to...
In someone else's house?
I mean...
someone else's house.
These are my first thoughts as well.
Like, you could have one in your own home, but...
It's a unique claim, right?
You're right. They flipped it.
They flipped
1983.
They flipped the fireman's rule.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Count 2, invasion of privacy by misappropriation.
Huh.
So in this, they're saying that they appropriated that Afroman appropriated the officer's use or officer's image for their own use and benefit by using their reputation, prestige, social standing, public interest, and other values of plaintiffs' names and likeness.
Oh, goodness.
And that they have an intrinsic value in those. Well, here we go. Okay, so count 1 was the unauthorized use. Count 2 is misappropriation. Count 3 is false light.
Okay.
So he painted him in a false light. That the statements that he made in the songs were false. He knew them to be false, and it portrayed them in a false light.
Okay.
And then the 4th one is unreasonable publicity given to their private lives, which apparently is an Ohio thing. I've never heard of it.
That's a claim?
It's an IOP. It's an invasion of privacy claim.
Okay.
So his postings and descriptions gave publicity to matters in their public lives. And I think that's the one where he calls the officer a son of a bitch and says he fucked his wife.
Oh, there you go. That one.
The testimony on that, by the way, was absolutely wild.
Let's recap then.
Okay.
What happened?
Let's pause on the complaint and talk about false light. That may actually have been their best claim.
Oh, why?
He called him a son of a bitch and said he fucked his wife.
Okay.
Okay, so that could be actually... I mean, I think the defense strategy on that one was probably like, this is obviously joking.
Yes.
It's obviously satire. It's obviously a parody. Like, his whole thing is parody.
Yeah. Lean real hard into the freedom of speech kind of defense.
Yeah, and also, I'm not doing this maliciously.
Right, I see.
I'm doing this because I write songs.
Right, this is what
I write parody songs, and this is...
And he does.
And he does. Also, that's actually a true defense. But the testimony, how this guy approached it on the claim, I mean, they didn't win on any claims at trial, but the way that the officer who was called the son of a bitch and whose wife was accused of sleeping with Afroman, as for the son of a bitch comment, they asked him if he is a son of a bitch, and he said his mother's deceased. That was his response.
Wow.
That you can't know for certain because his mother's deceased.
Oh my God. Okay.
What? Like, that's crazy. But it gets even worse because then he's like, okay, but your wife didn't actually sleep with Afroman. And he said, I don't know.
Oh my God.
He's like, maybe you should ask your client. He says. His answer is, I don't know if it's false. Son of a bitch. I feel like if someone would refer to your mother as a bitch, you would get defensive and be like, hell no.
Correct.
And he said, well, she's dead. You can't check.
Oh my God.
Maybe she was.
Yeah.
Maybe she was mean. Maybe it was one of the mean moms. But the point is,
one of the mean
in what
moms.
Universe do you actually say that? Like, in what universe do you talk bad about your mother?
Destroyed your claim.
And destroy your claim.
It's like the worst thing you can
say. How do you prep your client for answering that question?
Don't say that. Don't
Are you a son of a bitch?
Or
No.
the did Afroman fuck your wife?
Yeah, and so for that one, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, but your wife's not cheating on you, right? He's like, well, I mean, when you put the idea out there, you can't ever know what'll happen. He actually testified to a jury suggesting that his wife might actually be fucking Afroman and that his mom might actually be a bitch. I mean, like, the testimony in this case is just like, you could, if he doesn't make new songs based on the trial, you can't make it up.
Yeah.
It's only in Ohio.
Yes. Only in Ohio, right? My family immigrated here from Cuba after Fidel Castro took over, and this government took everything from my family, and that attracted me to be a lawyer. Insurance companies can be like bullies, and they have a lot of resources behind them. Give us a call here at Hearst Limontes. We are protective of our clients because our clients matter and you matter. At Hearst Limontes, we're a firm that believes in people. We don't just talk about justice or fairness, we live it. The Indiana Fever are trailblazers. They inspire not only in how they play, but how they lead in our Indiana community. Being a father changes everything. Supporting the Fever is one way that I show my kids what it means to believe in fairness, to believe in respect and possibility. At Hearst Limontes, we believe in those same things. The Fever stand for resilience, grit, determination, and heart. They aren't just a basketball team. They're a symbol of what's possible when you refuse to give up. Their impact ripples far beyond the court, and you can see it in the energy, pride, and hope that they create in our city. Whether you're a young girl dreaming of playing in the WNBA or a kid in a small town dreaming of becoming a lawyer, you belong. This partnership is proof of that. At Hearst Limontes, we believe in standing up for those people that are overlooked. From court to court, Hearst Limontes is your winning team.
And so I'm guessing that either that wasn't brought forth in preparation of the testimony, or, and we've also had this, cannot control the client.
Correct. You've got a police officer who's probably testified before and thinks he knows better.
That was my first thought. I actually felt a little bit bad for the lawyer.
Yeah.
Because, like, how do you come back from that?
You can't.
Could you imagine, like, sitting at the table while he's getting directed by the opposing counsel and your client is testifying that? I mean, I can put myself in that shoes, and you're just like, well,
yeah,
time to go home.
I would move for a directed verdict. I'd ask the judge for a directed verdict on that count and be like, hey, listen, dismiss it. They presented no evidence.
Yeah. I mean, the lawyer kind of giggled at the testimony. I mean, could you imagine? And also being the lawyer on, like, questioning him on the stand, like, could you imagine having, like, more, like, how do you not do an air pump?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, hold on, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
It was
God.
the testimony on that claim was wild.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
way wild. I thought that guy testified the craziest.
Yeah.
The craziest
Yes.
answers.
That one's been all over social.
That's
Like that testimony.
crazy.
Do you know, is that normally televised like in Ohio?
You have to get, so I pulled the docket. They had get media
They had to get
authorization for everything,
Okay.
which they did,
Yeah.
but they had to move for it.
How long was that docket?
How many was
You're like
here? I got it.
40 pages. Jesus.
Oh, they'll have page number.
No. I bet
But
that judge was
it's several pages.
over it. If I was that judge, I'd be like, really,
It
guys?
changed judges in the middle of it too. One of the judges recused himself.
He did.
Yeah.
He probably listened to Afroman in college.
He was uncle.
He was young. He was in college. He was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Afroman's the shit. Love Afroman.
Yeah. So
I mean, I saw that Afroman ran for president in 2024.
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
And this is the Streisand effect, Alex. The Streisand effect
Yes.
is what do they? Okay, because here's the last claim in the original complaint: injunctive relief. They want this all to go away.
Right. Yeah.
And what happened? The exact opposite. The Streisand effect took over, and it became bigger and bigger. And the more they tried to put it down, the bigger it became.
Mm-hmm.
And now they wasn't doing it. Why would you take this to trial? I don't know, but they did. Sometimes you have to. Oh, sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
We're trial attorneys. We take stuff to trial.
Yeah.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I pulled the lawyer, the cop's lawyer.
Yeah.
Did you?
Does he? No, I didn't. Is he? Does he
I'm
do this
nosy.
type of stuff?
I'm nosy. I
Yeah.
pulled him. I'm like, because I kept putting myself in his shoes. Like, why would you do these choices? And like, why would you
Yeah.
do this claim? And is that fair? Do you ever try and like think of how did we get to this point?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know if you know, I'm on the grievance committee for the bar, and so like we get these complaints, and I get to look at these in hindsight, and yes, yeah,
Employment lawyer, plaintiff employment lawyer, solo practitioner.
it could have been a PR play, because you have a huge portion of the demographic
Yep.
of the Midwest, especially,
yeah.
that backs the blue. And I mean, listen, we support police. We also sue them if they cross the line. There has to be a level of accountability, because once you allow the government complete immunity over its people, that's where shit goes real bad.
Right.
Okay. And that's what we do.
That's what
We
we do.
make sure we hold them accountable. But there's a large portion of the population that will support officers regardless.
The just comply,
Yes.
folks.
Yes. Regardless. Yes.
The obey and comply.
Right. Right. And, probably why we're lawyers is because we don't like to comply. We like to question.
Also, I'm in it for the sport. I love the
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Because I'm like looking into the lawyers. I'm like, how did you come up with this case?
Yeah.
I wonder. And so I wonder, I don't know, is he a police union?
He may have
Flip it,
just,
right.
it's possible. Yeah. And some of those people have, because unions, they'll reach out to lawyers. Yeah. And be like, hey,
Oh, I get him too.
yeah, exactly. I'm a member of a union, in charge of this union. We're looking for a lawyer to send whatever types of cases to. So
I'm Googling a solo practitioner in the middle of, what is this? Adams County, Ohio.
yes.
If this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And maybe one day you get a call from someone who has a case in Adams County, Ohio, and you remember him.
Yeah.
At least he was willing to go to trial on it.
He was willing to go.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I give the guy a lot of credit. He followed it through.
Yeah. Yeah.
He must have believed in the claim or got hopelessly stuck
Right.
in it.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you've seen it too. You get a case, you do depots, all of a sudden you've got a slip and fall case that's really tough anyways. And then you do depots, or even just a police, a 1983 case. You do your depots, you're like, oh shit, that's summary judgment. That's summary judgment right there. And then you're trying to figure out
Whew.
Every time I see that coming, my gut is to go to the client and say, listen, here's the deal. This is what could happen, very likely will, based on the law. they can't testify what they slipped on, for example.
Oh,
Something like that. Yeah. They're going to file summary judgment. Maybe they get it, maybe they don't. But then we try to work it out. But I mean, you find yourself in those positions and you're like, got this really sad case and you just don't know what to do. Do you go try it or do you try to settle it for what you can?
well, and sometimes you bring in a case and it doesn't turn out to be what you thought it was.
Right.
As the facts develop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything's coming through, and that's the purpose of a trial, right? Because everyone has a different perspective of what occurred.
Correct.
And so you get your client's perspective, and then discovery broadens that perspective, and then you can start to see things for what may have actually happened.
Right.
And then you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah. And then you have to apply the law to that.
Yeah,
So-
because, I mean, how did these guys come to the
Yeah.
lawyer? I'm imagining, like, this guy's making a boatload of money
Yeah.
by using our videos of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that would be like a human thing.
So in this case, how long was the trial? A week?
I think
2
it's
days?
3 days.
Yeah. And what was the end result?
They lost on everything. So what happened?
Verdict?
Defense verdict, but now he's going to proceed on the counterclaim, the only surviving counterclaim. So this is where we have to jump back to the timeline.
Yes.
Okay, because they filed this complaint March of 23.
Mm-hmm.
The trial occurred in March 26. So 3 years passed, and a lot of things happened in the meantime. So the ACLU got involved immediately. The ACLU, so Mr. Foreman moved to dismiss the case. And the ACLU filed amicus brief. This is in April. So complaints in March, April. ACLU using it in April.
Oh my God.
So it happened right away. When the ACLU comes at you, you may consider whether you're on the right side of things.
Yeah. So they filed against
So they
him.
filed amicus on a First Amendment issue. That the government is suing a private citizen as a prior restraint on speech. They're trying to the government filed a lawsuit to restrain the speech of a private citizen.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not off.
Yeah.
So they made arguments. They all made arguments as to whether you can prove these claims as a matter of law. So the ACLU is like First Amendment's kind of barring these claims. Well,
Yeah.
the court disagreed.
Okay.
And so the claims stayed, and they got to replead.
Huh.
They got to replead with more specificity, and they added extra counts, of course, as you do. So they added defamation.
Okay.
They added defamation. So the defamation is these are the following statements are the basis of the defamation claim. That plaintiffs stole money from Foreman, which they didn't give it all back, by the way.
No. You can fight that though.
So they're saying that it was defamation per se
Mm-hmm.
is going to be getting accused of a crime falsely accused of a crime, falsely accused of sexual misconduct,
Mm-hmm.
falsely accused of professional misconduct, and falsely getting accused of having a loathsome disease. Do you remember this from law school?
Loathsome disease?
Leprosy.
Oh.
That's it.
So
That's the only thing that...
You're a leper. Defamation. Defamer.
I mean, these laws were made a long time ago, but it's not been expanded, I believe, from leprosy. COVID didn't qualify.
Oh.
But it was a loathsome disease.
Loathsome.
So those are the 4 categories of defamation per se.
Mm-hmm.
You can go defamation per quote, which would just, you have to then argue that it's not categorically defamatory,
Mm-hmm.
but it's objectively defamatory.
Right.
So that the cops stole money
Mm-hmm.
is a crime.
Yes.
So that would be defamation per se. So accusing them of stealing money, accusing them to threatening to kill him in front of his kids, that they were a hit squad, that they were white supremacists, that they are criminals, that they used to do hard drugs, that they're a snitch, that they steal money from traffic stops and bogus raids, and that they stole $400. So that's the basis of the defamation claim.
Okay.
So again, if you're the lawyer pleading this, you're trying to lean into the criminal conduct, because then you don't have to, then you don't have to argue whether or not it's defamatory. It's per se, it's qualifying. It saves you time.
Yes. Yeah.
It saves you energy.
Yes.
So they're going per se. The trick is they still have to prove actual malice.
Yes.
And that's where they're going to fall short.
Why?
Because of how it's been framed.
Okay.
Because he framed it as, I'm trying to raise money to pay for the damage that they caused.
Yeah.
It's not actual malice.
Yes.
And he has there's this great soundbite after, I think it was after the trial, or maybe it was he was on the stand, and he says, they came to my house with guns, flipped me off on my security camera, went through my stuff, broke my door, broke my gate, and then they left and they wouldn't pay for it. And the fact that I was able to turn something bad into something good actually reflects really well on me. It's something to that. I mean, it's something to that effect.
There you go.
It's something to that effect. I mean, that's just my summary of it. But that's not actual malice.
Yeah.
Nothing he has said throughout this shows that he was being malicious. He says, I had a good time with the problems that I was given.
Mm-hmm.
That's not actual malice.
No. Wow.
And honestly, he did have a good time.
Yeah.
With the problems that he was given. I mean, you can see the videos. They're crazy.
Yes.
And they're funny.
Yes.
But they're also, as someone who's done a lot of Fourth Amendment claims, he gives voice to a lot of emotions that people who've been victims of police misconduct actually have expressed. He just puts it in his Ohio Sigma Rizzler way.
Yes.
I mean, he has a lot of charisma. That's what I said. Would you sue that guy? He's got a ton of charisma.
Well, never, ever. I have a personal conflict right there with suing Afroman. He would not pass conflicts check.
Wait, client?
Yeah. No. It's just a deep love for him and his 3 or 4 songs that I used to listen to nonstop.
It's not a good person to sue if your clients are considerably less charismatic.
Yes.
If we look at, we put them on a scale of charisma, one is very high and some are
very low.
Very low.
Yes.
And even though it doesn't take away from what the facts are in the case, it plays a role when you're at the jury.
Correct.
And this Afroman case is exactly the cops wanting to have their cake and eat it too.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
They want to have the bad search, and they want to control the narrative.
Yeah. And if that jury verdict sends any kind of message, it's that people have had enough. They see it and they've had enough. They're tired of courts. Courts and legislatures doing all of this to protect police officers that are overstepping their bounds.
And it's made them fragile. All these protections. I mean, I think the ones we see, I think there's a lot of decent officers.
Correct.
But the ones that we see are very fragile.
Correct.
And they're allowed to be fragile by the laws that are the qualified immunity and all these things that are protecting them. And then they file a lawsuit like, we were victimized by our images on the security camera when we were effectuating a raid. I mean, no, you just don't like what occurred, but it did occur.
Yeah.
And that was part of the defamation claim. Is it true? Is it false?
Yeah.
True or false questions. And the result is, no, this is true. This did occur.
Yeah.
He's allowed to take video inside of his own home.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I can move on because they ended up filing a bunch of counterclaims.
Yeah.
When the
counterclaim is?
The counterclaim is, so Afroman then sued him back.
Right.
In the same lawsuit. He made claims against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
He made a bunch of claims and only one survived.
Wow. So everything was dismissed.
Yep.
And what is the one that survived?
What's the one that survived?
Yes.
And they determined it survived in the way that it wasn't really a counterclaim, but they could pursue it based on the jury verdict. If the jury gave him a defense verdict, they could pursue Rule 11 sanctions. It's Rule 11 sanctions.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So they said it's not really a counterclaim, but it's a claim that will survive based on what the jury decides.
Who pays the sanctions? Do the officers or does the police or sheriff's department? They were operating within the scope of their employment.
It'll be the sheriff.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone's lucky, there's insurance here.
I hope and pray for Afroman's sake that he gets his line sanctions and gets his security gate fixed.
So they ended up doing these counterclaims.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go through the summary judgment though.
Yeah.
Getting rid of their counterclaims. Because there were some of these things that were really okay. So they relied on the restatement.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I think, is this groundbreaking? Is this groundbreaking in Ohio?
Yeah, restatement.
They're
rely on that.
They're relying on
the big guns.
Restatement 2D of torts.
Okay.
It's the privilege to enter and damage property.
God.
They have the right. They have the right. It's fireman's rule.
Okay. Yeah.
Public servants can go in your house and damage property and you can't sue them for it.
But there's got to be like some kind of threat or imminent danger or something, right? Like a fire going on. Like they can like break down your door.
So they had a valid search warrant.
Right. Okay.
They had a valid search warrant.
So that's what they're justifying it with.
So that's what they're justifying. And the question, what they were arguing, the part that was in dispute, that would have to go to a trier of fact, the argument was that whether or not they're acting under color of law.
Okay.
Is the part
that's the question
in dispute as a matter of, as a matter of fact. But they said, nah. The court said, nah. They're for sure acting under color of law. You lose. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
The court did find that dismissal was inappropriate based on what they say the damages to Afroman's house was de minimis. So they said, well, his loss was like under $10,000. It was only $8,900. So it was de minimis. He loses.
Okay.
And the court said, well, I mean, you're going to win on other grounds, but like that's not why we dismiss claims.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there was one of the counterclaims was the part of entry.
Yeah.
And so the judge found that there was absence of evidence on the identity of the person who actually opened the door during the search.
Okay. And why is that important to the dismissal?
Because they have to prove who caused the entry.
Okay.
And the entry was done by a different officer who was not a party to the suit.
So somehow the door opened up and they just stepped.
The door was opened by a non-party.
Like who?
This is one where you got to plead unknown officers. You got to, I mean, yeah, you have to, you'd have to plead an unknown officer at the time you're making the counterclaim. I mean, it's kind of destined to fail, wasn't it?
It seems silly, though. How the hell did they get in then? One of them had to have opened the door.
Because there were other officers. He only made songs about the three.
Okay. But there were other officers.
There were other officers there. I mean, it was a whole squad of...
I got it.
It was a gaggle.
A gaggle of officers.
A gaggle of...
A gaggle of sheriffs and deputies.
The whole gaggle rolled up.
And some lemon pound cake.
And they
had a big party.
And now they're suing him for some cheddar.
Oh, God.
They want his cheese now. So then the other ones were trespass to chattels.
Oh, that's fun. Chattel.
Well,
you know
and
what
they
that
said...
is? You don't know what a chattel is? Yeah. Yeah. Property, right?
Yeah.
It's just like property.
Property
It's like
that's not attached.
Yeah, property that's not attached. It's an old word for...
It's for your widgets.
Oh, gosh. Lawyers.
So they said there's no trespass. You can't have a trespass to chattels.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Frivolous conduct, that was the Rule 11. That's the one that survived. It was counterclaim 11. So that one survived, but they said it's also not a separate claim.
Who decides those sanctions? So just...
Probably go to the same judge.
Okay.
This case isn't over.
No.
So what the ruling on summary judgment was, after there is a final decision herein, there is nothing to prevent any party
Mm-hmm.
from later petitioning the court to consider whether such sanctions should be considered post-verdict. So they're going to probably do cross motions for Rule 11.
I see.
Because all his got dismissed.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
there's going to be cross motions for Rule 11 sanctions, by the way.
Yeah.
We're going to get the ACLU back.
Someone's trying to get their attorney fees back or something. Yeah.
I don't know. After this loss, wouldn't you just drop it? The thing is with the rule, if you got a Rule 11 coming at you,
yeah, you have to
they should file one back.
Well, because you have your obligation to your client too, and then
wouldn't it? If you file a Rule 11, and you're facing a Rule 11,
yeah, you may have.
It'd be more. I think that you'd be more likely that no one gets them,
right? Yeah.
Or everyone gets them,
like offsetting penalties.
No one or everyone would get them.
Yeah, yeah. But then if you sanction one party 10,000, you sanction the other one 10,000.
It cancels out.
Yes.
If you were a judge, would you do that?
Oh, that's so hard. Because I've had a judge not give me prejudgment interest on a case that should never have gone to trial. We killed him, and I was so annoyed by that happening. So, yeah, I probably would give sanctions. I think that's sometimes that's the only way that the insurance companies, at least in our cases, learn. You got to smack them around a little bit, for them to learn. And maybe they don't learn, maybe because sometimes we find ourselves back in the same fight, right? With the same stupid shit. Yes, but I would probably give it to them. Yeah,
my other deep sigh.
Your other deep sigh. So the case is ongoing.
The case is still going on.
Yes.
Because this one, I mean, for me, I'm reading it into this order maybe a little too much. When he says any party in the order, it makes me think we're going to have double.
He's opening it up. He's saying.
It's an indication.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, you can, it's like when a judge sua sponte, does something, which we've seen.
And you have to read between the lines.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're sending
it's a suggestion of what they're thinking about.
They're sending you a message. Yes.
The last one was not the last one. Second to last. This is the Fourth Amendment one.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the counterclaims was illegal search and seizure.
Yeah, they had a search warrant.
They had a search warrant, and there's an exception. In Indiana, this is state law. In Indiana, there's an exception. In Fourth Amendment too. If the warrant was fraudulently obtained.
Got it.
I've got one of those cases living right now.
Yeah, but then you have to go back to, they got information from a CI. And then that confidential informant, if they're, I guess you'd have to question their reliability.
Well, so what they're saying is the facts were misrepresented to the judge that signed the warrant.
Yeah.
And I think there might have actually been some evidence of that. I didn't get into that because I couldn't see everything, but
was that dismissed?
That was not successful.
No. What?
I just had an appeal on this exact issue, and I won because in this one we had not even a law enforcement officer, but the individual going after my client signed the probable cause affidavit himself.
Oh, and that was submitted to the judge.
And and he did not present all the facts. In fact, he testified that he intentionally withheld certain facts to get the arrest warrant. So that's a fraudulently obtained warrant.
Right. That's good. Those are good facts.
Right.
To fight.
In this case, was it misrepresented or was it intentionally withheld?
Yeah.
So I think misrepresentation, artistic creative liberty can extend maybe to police officers, but you can't like intentionally lie or withhold evidence when you're trying to get a warrant.
Wow.
So that one failed.
Yeah.
So that they couldn't cite any evidence in the record with specificity
Mm-hmm.
that this was what actually occurred. And then the governmental immunity, and this is one of those, they're calling it here in Ohio, if it was a governmental or proprietary function. And what do we call it in Indiana? I'm trying to remember.
There's discretionary functions.
Functions. And then there's
another one too.
it's a weird word.
of my head.
Come on, reach into your Latin.
I know.
Reach into your memory of Latin.
But I know what you're talking about.
There's
there's two functions under the Tort Claims Act here in Indiana.
The Tort Claims Act.
Yeah, that if they qualify under those, then they're immune.
Right. The discretionary function, and then there's the... This is going to come to me at like 3 a.m.
We're going to use AI to put the answer in. Okay. Just like my...
You love
like
you're losing cool points. Oh my God.
I lost my aura.
Well, they ended up determining that they were at all times acting in their official capacity.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which is interesting because they bring the lawsuit in their personal capacity.
Especially given the state of the law, the way that it is.
They bring the lawsuit in their individual capacities for actions based on
the complaint.
Their official capacity actions.
That seems...
Isn't that a stretch? Creative. It's very creative.
It's confusing.
It's very creative.
Yeah.
It's very creative. So that's...
I know, but don't you think creativity is really for law school and not like...
Absolutely not. I love creativity. I get creative all the time. Sometimes
you have to like... It's like you said, know your judge, right? Like,
know your judge. And sometimes you get creative and you're like, this actually might work. And sometimes you get creative and you're like, oh my God, I have to dismiss this before it gets worse. You probably should have dismissed it.
Yeah, right.
When the ACLU came out, you probably should have thought, this may not end up going really well.
No. So, Faith, what else? Anything else you want to leave our listeners with?
I mean, that's where we're at.
Yes. So.
I mean, can we do an outro with his music?
We probably will.
With the Colt 45? Come on.
We're going to get a copyright.
Yeah, we'll get a copyright.
Well, then we'll have to sing it.
So, oh my God.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But these clips are great.
But I can, maybe we can pay for something. You know, my wife said, you know what Ariane said last night? She said, you should DM Afroman and see if he'll come talk about it on the show. And I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, the worst thing he can say is no.
Reach out to his lawyer.
So, yeah.
Who was his lawyer? I'm looking at his other guy.
He had a big old long beard. He posted a picture with him. Yeah.
That looked cool.
Yeah. So.
He either says no or he leaves you on red.
Or he what?
It leaves you on red.
Unread.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. You might have better luck. Like, hey, Afroman, listen, I got a buddy. His name's Alex. He's got this legal podcast we were just talking about. Should you mind coming on?
Well, I mean, the lawyer might actually be interested because we're not just talking about the sensational testimony clips. We're actually talking about what happened in the case.
So.
Because I bet there's some great stories. I bet there's some great war stories in this.
Yes, of course.
Help contact both of them. Maybe one of them will come on.
Yeah. We'll find out who they are.
Dave Mark Jr.
Is that the guy?
There you go, Mr. Osborne. Yeah, both lawyers, right? Well, Faith, thank you so much for coming on the show and breaking everything down for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks to Ohio.
Right.
Stay weird.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of Circle City Conversations. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow, share, and stay tuned for more conversations right here in Indianapolis. We will see you next time.
Adios.